In any case, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Get Reelisms podcast.
Yes.
I am Adam Chase Rennie.
And I am a Christine Chen.
Oh, family stinks. Am I right, ladies and gentlemen? I'm kidding.
That's wrong. No, family's awesome. They
No,
just
families are
yeah.
great. It's just
Families are
sometimes they're just a couple. They're just you got a couple of dummies. And that's what it is. You know,
It's not
is
bad.
what it
It's
is.
just everybody's different, and communication is different, and
Yeah.
yeah,
That's true. You know, there's a generational difference. But ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 40. 40 weeks of this wonderful, beautiful podcast with my wonderful mentor and my master, if you will.
Oh, whatever.
the jack of all trades. Yeah, dude. How's it hanging? You got an entire cast.
Yes, I'm so excited. So it's been really interesting because, as you know, if you're not in Texas or the southern area, we just experienced like the weirdest snow freeze apocalypse.
We can touch on this. You know?
Yes, yeah, to give some context.
Yeah, to just give some context.
Yes, and so it's been a week where a lot of people haven't had water or had electricity or a combination of both. Or I got lucky. I don't know. I think I'm an extremely lucky person. Kelly will attest to this. But I left Kelly's place because I've been crashing at two of my friends' places for this production that I'm in Austin, Texas. And I try to not bother her too much because, you know, she's married and they've got their own like happy family life. So I bother my single friend who, you know, he has no family. And it's just him, and he's eating chips every day and stuff like that. So like, he's not gonna have to cook meals. And like,
eats chips every day.
So basically, I'm not going to
make him like a piece of shit. How dare you, Christine? I eat chips every day.
I'm just saying, when you're single, there's less to interrupt. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense.
I
hear you. I'm just giving you shit. I'm sorry. There was like a sly fat joke in there, and I got offended.
It was not a fat joke. It was more that when you're single, your life isn't as easily interruptible because right. You're only beholden to yourself. So
absolutely.
So if I cook something, it's not going to interrupt like a family dinner plan or anything like that. And anyway, so I try to stay out of my married friends' lives as much as I can, so that I'm more of a ghost and I don't want to be a burden. So
because you are in their bubble. I get it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
So I moved over to Carl's, and Carl's place has been great. I've had water, power, everything. Meanwhile, Kelly's like, I don't have any power. I don't have any water.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah, I was talking with Kelly too, and she even posted on Instagram. Have you seen her little boomerang of her melting ice? It was fun, just boiling ice.
So it's been a variety of experiences. Meanwhile, I'm juggling another production as well. But that production was put temporarily on hold because obviously of the weather conditions. So it kept moving. We were going to start on Saturday. We were actually going to start on Thursday. Then it became Saturday. Then it became Sunday. Now we're actually starting on Monday. So,
which is, I mean, I feel like everywhere in Texas.
Oh yeah. So I'm not complaining. I actually am like, this is sweet because I can work on my own stuff.
I mean, yeah, there was a little bit. Yeah, I guess there's a point. That's a good point, because during this power outage, it did feel a little bit like, well, this is out of my control now. So now, like, I can't. I'm not saying I'm glad for this power outage,
no, not at all.
But it did give me time to just understand, like, oh yeah, shit is just never gonna be the way I want it to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just got to make do with what I got around.
Exactly. Make do with what you got. Right?
And I got a shit ton of writing done, dude, because what am I supposed to do? I had no power. I couldn't I couldn't do shit. All I had was a notebook and my mind. So I'm just like, fuck it. I'm just going to write whatever.
That's how I treated it too. It was I can't control anything, so I might as well do what I can control.
Don't get me wrong. I had my nervous breakdowns. I had panic attacks. I was crying. Yeah, dude. I had all that. And then when I got through it, I was like, oh, on the other side, it's like I have this in a fucking pencil, in a candle. We're living in the Stone Ages, ladies and gentlemen. It is what it is. I'm kidding. But I'm glad people, if anybody here in Texas is safe and good and warm and powered and all that stuff, that's what we want here in the Get Reelisms podcast, because that was no joke. That Texas storm
it's not. It
was fucking
still is sucking for a lot of people. So,
yes, especially businesses and stuff. So yeah, our hearts go out.
Like, this was more just like, this is how I made lemonade out of lemons, I guess.
Exactly. Just like how we did in the beginning of the corona,
Oh yeah.
Just
so luckily I tend to be a person that goes into hyper overdrive productivity during crisis times,
which is a superpower that I wish I have, Christine. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get that to a certain degree, but nothing like, because what you do is your mind just spins and it just goes, okay, I can pivot. I can do whatever. I'm going to do this, and this, and this. For me, I'm in sheer panic mode and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. And
this is the one personality trait. I don't know what you call it, personality trait, that I'm very thankful for, that the way I handle stress is actually
you handle it with
it's a very
spades.
Positive way of handling it.
Yeah.
And people would like to have that on a day-to-day basis. I have it on a day-to-day basis, and it's heightened when I'm super stressful.
But you're a first AD. You can't break.
Yeah. I was like, I went into hyper overdrive production.
Yeah, dude.
This time. So we have a second edition of Get Reelisms coming out soon. It's not going to be. No,
I was going to ask you that. I wasn't sure if you wanted to do it this week. That's why I was like,
it's coming out.
It's coming. We're doing it. It's coming, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
we're doing it.
So I worked on it this whole time, and it is. We just ordered a proof to check and make sure it looks good. We have new products coming out too. Stickers. It's gonna be awesome.
Yes.
Very excited. I designed like 13 different stickers.
Wow.
What happens? Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Fuck it. That's awesome.
And
some pre-merch.
Some merch. So I'm really excited about that. And then we also have our full cast, hopefully, for Erzulie, my feature film. So, which is also very, very exciting. And that was just also stressful because we like crammed it all on one day. So I think we started doing reads at 12:45, and then we didn't end till 10 p.m. at night. That was how much stuff. That's how many people we saw. That's how it was some magical scheduling on my part too. So
and it all worked out. It fell into place.
Out. It all fell into place, and we have our full cast. So we're like extremely excited about it. And now I just need to convince the people who are backing us that they should be as confident in the cast as I am about the cast. So again, it's the whole like, I get it though, because I'm lucky to have a split brain where I understand the art, but I very much understand the business side of decision making.
Because it's inevitably money on the table, right? It's money on the line.
Yeah, it's money on the table. And the thing is, like, these are people who don't know me, right?
Exactly.
These are also people who don't know the cast. So it's a numbers game, and they're thinking, what is the best way to ensure my investment, right? And if I just gave them a list of people who they haven't heard of because they're not A-listers or whatever, it's pretty scary to be like, hey, let me give you $50,000 on shit I don't know about,
People who
people I
don't
don't
know.
recognize or
Yeah,
whatever. So I get it. There's
that's
going to
scary.
be pushback. There's going to be people be like, well, why can't you just cast this person that I've heard of and is on this show and blah, 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 or why can't we have this? And so it's playing that game, and it's both frustrating, but I get it's part of it's part of the process, and because I understand both aspects, I understand the art and I understand the
Yeah.
business, because I'm coming in both ways. I have to be like, well, because that person isn't good for the role. Like this person is good for the role. Trust me that this person is the best for the role. So you want the person who's best for the role to best recoup your investment, right?
Absolutely.
Instead of like, hey, let's shove somebody who has a bunch of credits under their name, but it's not good for the role just because they have a bunch of credits under their name, because people recognize them, because recognition means a guaranteed investment. Yes, there is something to be said about that. Obviously, like if I shove, I don't know, Tom Cruise into a bit role, people are going to watch it just because it's Tom Cruise. But
the name sells.
The name sells, and I totally 100% get that. So it's just like push and pull, push and pull, push and pull. But that when it all comes and says, I think that is the process that makes a film great anyway. Really, right? I feel like
Yeah.
it's frustrating in the time, but what I have discovered is the stuff that comes out the best usually has a lot of push and pull, a nice balance of push and pull, so that it's a nice mix of everyone's visions, and you're making and elevating something. We just have to remember everybody's trying to do the same thing, which is elevate the film, right? And so I just, during those times, just have to step outside of myself as the director and what I want, and just be like, okay, this is why this is happening. Everybody wants the same thing. They just want the film to be successful. Right. I think that's the ultimate thing that you can.
That's a universal goal.
Yeah, it's the universal goal, and I can continue to think that, then when I'm frustrated, it's not nearly as frustrating, but it is frustrating regardless, because it's like, this cast is amazing, but I have to like somehow show it that they are, and
Yeah.
get them to trust me and everything. So, but
Because
I mean,
it does. Sorry, go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say it takes a lot for some. I mean, inevitably, both you guys are strangers to each other. However, on the other side, yeah, it does take a lot to trust a filmmaker.
Oh yeah.
To run any. But I don't know. I feel like you still have a filmography under your belt.
I know, but you know what's interesting, and I hate to make this broad generalized
No,
statement,
let's counter argue.
but
I like it.
I need to say it, because I had this
Yeah.
conversation yesterday, and it has a lot to do with, I feel like, where our society is, and it's improving, but there's more need for improvement. If I were a man, I would have this investment already.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, and listen, I was trying to think biased here, and I'm drawing the same conclusion every time.
Yeah. It sucks, because
Yeah.
if I were a white male, I literally would have this investment already. And I'm not pinning that. I think a lot of it is that historically, because Caucasians have had a higher step in economic and education and everything. They've kind of had like almost a head start, right? So there's more successful white males out there who are able to fund projects, and there are less successful females who are able to, right? And so people are going to fund other like-minded people, right? It's just how it goes. It's just human nature. And so
The
it's
same
just
tribe.
the same tribe. And so it's just up to us, or I say us, people who are in the minority, women, whatever, to continue to bring each other up, to be in a position later to pay it forward, to be able to change that, you know. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, right now, not as many things are being funded for women filmmakers, and even less so than for women in minority film. And it's fine. Like I don't use that as an excuse for why. I'm just saying
Right.
it's a frustrating process, and that things are changing for the better. But that is the reality of it. I say this because I have another friend, not in film. Um, she is an entrepreneur in the startup world, and she's literally having the same problem. She is brilliant. Her product is awesome, and like probably has more research, done the homework tenfold than a lot of other people who are getting funding, but she's struggling to get funding. And like that's the conclusion. It's like, man, and
Simply
it's
the
not
fact
just me
she's a
saying
different
it.
gender.
Literally another my friend Carl, who's a white male, was like, man, like I look at this and I'm really realizing like, dude, like
This is real.
if she were a white male, she would have gotten this funding like already. So that's just the reality of it, and it's fine. You just have to fight a little bit harder and whatever, but that's just where we are. So
Yeah, and I don't necessarily think that that's because we talked about this in the beginning of the tip top of the show. You just know how to pivot. You just know how to still get the things at the end of the day that you want. However, is it an uphill battle? Yeah.
yes,
Especially for you, especially the fact that I mean, I can't believe I don't know why, but I was born in the year 1994. So I grew up with the internet, and I don't understand anything when it comes to discrimination. You know what I mean? Like when people discriminate, even when I was a very young kid, I just never quite understood it. Even though like there's some people who are like, "Oh, well that's just a joke." Even though there's there's ramifications to what you say.
sure,
Whether or not you're a different gender, you're a minority, whatever it is. You oftentimes are on the other side of this discrimination, and sometimes I just don't understand why things have to be such an uphill battle, because if you have that creativity, you have that great story, who fucking cares? Truly.
right.
Because Christine, this is a dumbass awesome story what you created. And I am so fucking excited for people to see this. You have no I even talked to my mom about it, and she was just like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude. It's going to get wild." And she was like, "Has Christine ever done something like that?" I'm like, "No." You know, like
So that's what I'm saying. Like that's scary too. An investor. Have I done it? No.
but that's like
Yeah.
so inspiring to me though, Christine, and that's why like I'm kicking this fucking script along the way. I mean, I'm writing like I'm because it's inspiring, dude.
Yeah. That's
But you're a
good.
different gender, so that means I can't. Like that doesn't make sense to me. And I'm talking about people who discriminate. I'm not talking about, specific people, but I grew up with people who are, I mean, I hate to say it, racist, homophobic, narcissist, sexist. I listen, I didn't wish for my environment, I didn't even wish for my birth either. So it's just the time, it's just the place, and it's just what you have around you. And I just never believed in that. Because growing up, most of my inspirations were women, and I got made fun of because I did a report on comedy heroes, and it was like a creative writing class. And a lot of people were like, "Oh, Jim Carrey, Chris Farley, da 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 da." I was watching Saturday Night Live at the time, and the reason why I was watching Saturday Night Live was three people: Fallon before he went all fucking crazy, but two other people who just fucking defined my comedy tenfold, and that's Amy Poehler and Tina Fey.
Yeah, they're great.
And they are the, like, that's the reason why I am goofy the way I am. I love Chris Farley. I love Jim Carrey. But they made my comedy that much better
Yeah.
because they just knew timing, and they knew how to pinpoint a punchline when people like die down in the laughter, and they hit them with another punchline. Like, especially in Weekend Update, they were like, I got my news from those ladies. Like,
Yeah.
it's hilarious, you know? And the fact that like I got made fun of for that. And this is not like a pity party or anything like that, but it's just one of those things that I just got confused by, because I was like, oh, I mean, I was raised by a single mother. I had teachers, bosses, inspirations, heroes of mine who are women. And the fact that like even other people too, and there are even people of color who are my inspirations. There's so many inspirations that I have. It's so diverse. But I don't think about it that way. I'm
Right.
just like, no, they just had a really fucking awesome story. No, Christine is just crazy as I am. You know what I mean? Like, it's awesome. It's great. You know, Kelly, same thing. Roxy, all those dope ass motherfuckers. So yeah, I don't know. I never understood that. Especially because, and you're telling me I understand it in the way that, you know, you're explaining it to me when it comes to investment and being a female filmmaker and all this, being the uphill battle that it is. And you're basically saying it is what it is, and inevitably it is, but I just ultimately think that's bullshit, you know?
Yeah.
But that's just,
It is, but it's like, all right, we know it is, so collectively we just need to all do our part to like make it
yeah.
change. Right? But first step is realization that it's bullshit. So, but I think there's lots of things being changed. It's just, it takes time, you know, it just takes time. So
It takes time, I think, but also, I don't know, Christine. I think in the way that you're doing it, in the stories that you create, I think it's just fucking awesome. So, however you do it, which way you do it, fucking do it in Carl's apartment if you got it. You'll make it happen.
I'm excited. I mean, for the project.
That's right, Elena.
It's a completely the five main female leads, all diverse.
Hell yes.
Casted our Wendy, who's.
I mean, it's a diverse script.
Yes, you know? Diverse script. Yeah, we have our core cast. We're like, I'm stoked. It's magical sitting there and listening to what has been written and seeing it played out. And you know, these actresses or actors are amazing because they capture all the nuances of what you're hearing in your head. And there's so many times during the auditions where they'd be done with the scene and I'd just be staring at the yeah, and staring at the Zoom and just being like, oh yeah, just staring and then being like, oh shit, oh yeah, audition's over. Oh crap, I'm sorry. Like I thought I was waiting for the rest of the movie to keep going.
I was just waiting for the rest of the performance. Sorry.
Yeah, I was waiting for the rest of the movie to play. Yeah. So that's when you know it's great. Yeah, it happens several times. When you have the right group, that's what happens.
That's awesome though.
Magical. It's yeah, you sit. I can't wait for you when you get to the point with your script to see that, because it's
I know.
I remember that first experience too of when you hear your script read for the first time by talent that fit the script. It was the first thing I ever casted for was a short film in 2008. It was my first attempt at a narrative film because I remember I did features. I did documentaries back then.
Yes.
And I remember being like, I didn't know like how am I supposed to like find actors? Like where do they live? Like are they like part of a group? You know, like what is this? And,
they live in a hive.
They all live on like a hippie commune.
Yeah, they live in a Charles Manson type.
Yeah, they all live in a commune, and you just go to them and just ask them to be movie. But I literally had no clue. Like, how do you find actors? And I think I did it through Craigslist actually, because Craigslist was a thing back
Listen,
then.
yeah,
Craigslist was not creepy back then. Craigslist was where you
it
found it.
wasn't. That's where you
Yeah,
found work.
yeah, that's where you found shit.
Yeah.
And
Now it's
and it
just meth
had,
and crazy shit. Yeah.
yeah, it had all sorts of people show up from like, I mean, this was in Houston, right? So I was casting in Houston, and I had actors showing up from Austin and Dallas and stuff like that, and I'm like, holy shit! And I kept telling them, I was like, you know that this role is like in Houston, right? Like, did
Yeah. You're going to travel all
are
the
you
way
gonna,
there?
I haven't casted you yet. Are you really gonna come to casting call? I totally get it if you
That's
don't.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 And being like, holy shit, and then showing up and delivering like performance after performance, and it's just, it was really amazing.
But if you think about it though, Christine, you work with people who are, like you said earlier in the show, like-minded people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that person, if it was you, you would fucking travel if you're a hungry actor and you want to fucking, you just want to work. Just like me,
Yeah,
I just want
right
to
now I'm
work.
traveling. Yeah, and Atlanta,
Yeah.
yes, I do remember. Yes, you were casted for a few years ago as well. Yeah, so, but it's just, it's funny how that works. And you know, now you can do Zoom and people submit things
Oh
through
yeah.
the internet and whatnot. But it's amazing uh, when you have the right group of people. It's chemistry, and it's weird because you would think that through Zoom, none of us are in the same vicinity. It's all through the computer and stuff. Like, how can you actually read chemistry? But it is so obvious. Like, you
It's
get,
possible.
you get, it was like we had two different actors for like a boyfriend girlfriend, and you could just tell one works and one doesn't, you know. And it's literally all through just Zoom. It's really crazy. When you have a perfect group of people who understand each of the roles and the chemistry works, it's really magical to watch. And like I said, several times the scene would end and there would be a long ass pause because they're like waiting for like, what are we gonna do next? And I'm just sitting there being like, keep going, guys.
Wait, are you done? Oh shit.
Wait, we're done? Oh crap, yeah.
That was great.
Yes, that's my response. That was great. I guess we'll move on to the next scene. Yeah.
Ah, that's hilarious.
So yeah,
So
no.
cool to
So,
see you creating on all the great energy you put into.
thank
Shout
you,
out, Elena.
Elena.
Hell yeah.
Thank you,
That's right.
thank you. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's. I have had these existential crisis
I
conversations.
have it every single day.
Not with me, but it's actually with my friend. I'm saying Carl. Carl's in this weird
Oh, all right.
spot
Yeah.
where
I have a crisis every day.
I think when I'm around people, I give them an existential crisis. Okay, and like, this is why.
Why do you say that?
Because this kind of, I feel like also happens.
I mean,
with my
listen,
current
Christine, you
roommate.
stressed me
Yeah,
out
yeah.
before too, but I don't fucking
Because the thing is, I don't think they can
cry on my
understand.
pillow.
I don't think they understand how it's possible that I can literally stand in the same spot from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, working.
Yeah.
They like, I think it
Yeah.
like freaks them out a lot because they're like, I hate, like, because they can't understand, because they don't like what they're doing to the extent that I am. Do you see what I'm saying? So
But you're
it's
working
very,
though.
yeah, I'm working, but I love it, you know. So like,
Yeah.
so it's
I'm this. I
not.
mean, yeah, I had the same thing with my mom. She thought there was something wrong with me for just sitting in my room.
Yeah.
Literally, I got my coffee, came in here, and I sat here for like 10 hours, and it was already dark when I came out. And I was gonna be making dinner, so I skipped breakfast, lunch, dinner, all, and I was just like came out, and she was like, "That's not normal. That's just not
I
normal."
know, but
And I'm
people
like,
who don't love what they do don't understand that. Like, Carl was like, I don't understand. Is it just like my drive, my like, but I can't sit there for that long and like work the way that you do. And I'm like, I was like, but it's because I'm in love with what I'm doing.
It's
You
like
know,
a creative
I'm
snowball, and
literally
as it
in
grows,
love
yeah,
with what I'm doing.
yeah,
And explain, I'm like, it doesn't mean that you can't get there. It's just you haven't found something that you're that in love with, right? And I gave an example. I was like, if I were to be working on an accounting firm right now, dude, you cannot get me to sit in front of the computer for more than 1 hour. Yeah. If not,
no, I
if
get
not, yeah.
anxious, yeah,
Yeah, I'd be anxious. And I know because I run several companies, and so I had to um, reconcile accounting crap for taxes because tax season is coming up. And dude, just doing that, like it
that has
was
to be aggravating.
it was so aggravating.
I can't, I mean,
But I imagine that's what it's like to have a job you don't care about, you know?
dude, I mean, and that's why like when people like not people, what am I saying, when I was giving myself and other bosses shit about, me being late for work and stuff, if I'm consistently late for work, that's
It's
a
because you
bad
don't
sign that
care.
I'm just not,
Because you don't care.
yeah. And it's not that I hate the people, I don't hate my bosses, I don't
Yeah.
hate any of that, I don't, this is a job that I don't want to be at.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, right before that, I'm even working retail, I would write a little bit, but I would also, watch movies, and I would go through like a whole bunch of shit because I'm pretty sure like growing up and now still I have like a mild form of ADHD and
Yeah.
I have to constantly like get my brain into creative mode, and sometimes I get myself into creative mode and oops, it's already 1:30 and I need to get to work at 2 and I live like an hour away.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean shit happens, but I I can't stand like doing the work that I don't want to do for a
Hmm.
long period of time. That's
Exactly.
just tedious work.
So
And
that's
so
why
many
I'm trying
people
to.
I worked with
Mhm.
always can do that. Like
Yeah,
I
I
worked in an office before too, and people are just willing to just sit there even through their lunch, by the way.
can. Mhm.
They're just willing to just sit there and just keep typing, keep working, maybe take a snack once in a while, but just keep working through and through. After 45 minutes, I'm getting antsy. I got to walk around,
Yeah.
every time I smoke cigarettes, I
So
would
that's what
chain
I'm
smoke.
saying. Like I give anybody that I when I'm working around existential crisis because they're like, is this
Yeah.
not normal? How are you able to sit there and stand there or for I say stand because I'm at a stand up desk.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Yeah,
the
I love that.
entire day, literally, and be okay. And clearly, you're never like because Carl's like every time you come out, you're like you're working, like you're not like you know on Facebook. I'm not like full playing around, like because
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
look like you're working but not be, But no, I'm literally like zoned in, and I think
Do
because
you think, yeah,
I'm in love. I'm
sorry.
in love with what I'm doing. I love it. I love it so much. And to a detriment. Um, right now, I'm so excited about Erzulie and what I'm doing with it that I cannot sleep. It's annoying the shit out of me. Like I literally can. I'm having trouble sleeping. Like I will, because my brain is like just firing the whole time, being like, oh, what about like this thing and this makeup, or like how should we do this, or like how should I storyboard that, and like I'm just too excited. My brain is like too
You're
excited.
just on every level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it will not calm down. Yeah, it's just really excited. So, um,
That's exciting for me, dude. I love that. I mean, I don't love the fact that, you sleep for 45 seconds a night, but, I
I have to take Benadryl now. Yeah, I feel like because I start back work on Monday.
well,
When
no, because I'm the same. I'm the same way, especially when it comes to working. Like I get the least amount of sleep because I'm just all I think about is the story,
yep.
But um I was going to ask. Oh, um, and this is nothing against Carl at all, but people who see other people working, especially at the rate and the pace that you have, wouldn't it be a reflection on them for them to feel the way they're feeling? Does that make sense? So
Yeah,
like
no,
if
he's
yeah,
totally like feeling like, hey,
I'm not saying
something's
it's a
missing.
jealousy thing,
No,
but
no, no. I know he
we're getting
wants
dangerously close to it.
he I think he wants to feel that, right? He wants to have a
I
reason
see.
to be able to work at that level
Right.
type
Yeah.
thing too. Cause like he's annoyed with himself because he's like he tries to work and then like wants to watch a movie, type thing
Yeah, it's
instead,
hard.
type
Yeah.
thing. But like for me, it's like I don't even know what movies are out right now.
I don't either.
I haven't watched anything in so long. Oh,
Oh,
actually,
no. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no,
What'd
I
you
did
watch?
watch something. I
I
watched
watched
Drive.
something too.
Which one did you watch?
I watched Judas and the Black Messiah. That was
Oh, I
a
haven't seen it.
fucking banger. Oh, Christine.
Yeah.
Phil, every single motherfucking actor deserves every single award. That movie was, I thought, like, it played out like a gripping, like intense movie, and it just
Mhm.
kept, it's like Uncut Gems, like
Yeah.
how it was just so intense throughout the movie. And even until the end, it was
Yeah.
still intense. It just kept racking up, and you're like, fuck, fuck, fuck. It's so
I haven't
good.
seen that. Okay. I want that.
It's on
That's
HBO
okay.
right now.
Oh, well, I don't have HBO. But no, I want to see that, and I want to see Minari is the one that's it's the Asian American. But I don't know. It looks really really good.
Oh,
But
is
yeah,
it
I
on
haven't.
Netflix? No.
I don't know. I don't know what's on right
Oh,
now.
okay.
I literally
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
watched it. The only reason why I've watched anything is for research. So the things I've been researching. So the last research that I watched was Drive, because the
The
aesthetic
soundtrack.
of Drive, yes, the soundtrack of Drive, both the aesthetic, the soundtrack is exactly kind of the feel that Erzulie is going to have. Yes,
Really?
yes, that's where yeah, neo noir. I think it's like the kind of feel, but that's the goal is that look and feel,
That
and
is
the soundtrack
fucking
too.
awesome.
Yeah.
I love that shit. That is rad. And especially that 80s synthesizer type of
Yes,
sound.
yes, yeah,
Banging.
yeah.
Fuck. I was gonna say something and I forgot because I love Drive so much. But
You know what? I knew I loved it, but like it was one of those things where I watched it again, I loved it even more.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
and
And every
it's
actor
annoying because
nailed
like
it.
yeah, it's been annoying because like I'm like, oh, I'm just watching it for research, and literally every single time, 15 minutes in, and I've forgotten that I'm watching it for research, and I'm watching the full thing, and then 2 hours
Yeah.
later, I'm like, well, shit. Like I'm watching this for research, and now I've
Now
just
I'm making
watched the
popcorn and
movie.
I'm just enjoying this
Yeah,
shit.
instead, I just watched the movie instead. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to watch it again for research and not get sucked in and just look for the spots that I really really like. So
It still happens to me too. Whenever I get into a writing funk, like if I'm getting like that existential crisis feeling where I'm like, I'm not doing enough, I'm shit, I'm garbage, I'm this, I'm that.
yeah.
I have to rewatch like old favorites of mine in order for me
Mhm.
to just kind of like
To
bounce
remind
back and
yourself why
stuff,
you're doing what you're doing.
why I'm doing it in the first place. And it's so fun going back down memory lane because I haven't watched The Dark Knight the like
Yeah,
in
I
a
haven't seen it for a
few
while.
years,
Yeah.
and I watched it and like because I did it only for the intent and purposes of me just understanding good dialogue,
Yeah.
like amazing well crafted dialogue. And I watched it 3 times this week, and every time like an hour in I'm just watching a Batman movie and I'm just getting sucked in and shit,
Yes.
and I'm like, fuck, Heath Ledger. I mean, fuck, it's so
Yeah.
good.
Yes. Very, very good. Yeah, no, that's the funny part is doing research. I keep getting sucked in. So,
I
but
know.
Pan's Labyrinth is on my list. Is on the next one. I think that's the next
Great.
one I'll watch.
That's
I already purchased it. I'm gonna I'll watch that one.
I took that took a trip down memory lane with Pan's Labyrinth 2 days ago. I rewatched it. Yeah, and it's because yesterday I watched Judas and the Black Messiah, which I mean, I don't know if I think you can. I want to say you can rent it. Like I think
Okay.
you can rent it on Apple or something. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure you can. But man, the dialogue in Christine, you just appreciate the like just the sheer dialogue.
Mhm.
Like the dialogue, like every single sentence that each character says
Yeah.
is so consequential in the grand scheme of the story. It's phenomenal. It's just because I don't want to spoil anything for you, but it's
Yeah. No, I'm
so
excited. I want to
so
watch
good.
it. No, I definitely
Anyways,
want to watch it. I just haven't. I don't even know movies exist right now.
I
Yeah.
know, I
I've just
know.
been in my
It's
own little work
yeah.
bubble. Of
That's
trying
the
to.
thing. I always do you hate this too, Christine, where people often think that whatever comes out on Netflix or whatever streaming service that well, because you're a filmmaker, you're already on top of it.
Totally, but I'm like the least on top of it.
I know. I feel the same way. I'm just like I'm watching my shit, bruh. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. You mean you haven't seen Bridgerton?
I have seen it.
What? You know, just like I'm just like relax. I'll get to it. I just, I wanna watch Rambo first. you know,
Yeah.
which is a great movie because I'm writing about World War vets, so I'm watching old war movies.
Ah,
And I watched First Blood, and I haven't seen
I
it
haven't
in
seen
a
it.
really long time. It's Sylvester Stallone's first self-financed, produced, and written film.
Oh,
And it's so charmingly stupid, but the
yeah,
story and the execution flawless,
yeah.
absolutely flawless. So I'm watching that along with 20 other depressing World War II films. But yeah, I'm just reading it. I'm reading it. I'm watching it for that, you know, that feel of despair.
No, why do we do this to ourselves? Luckily,
I
mine
don't
is all
know.
happy and
It
fun.
makes me happy. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Like I walk away just watching Saving Private Ryan with the smile on my face. I know that's terrible the thing for me to say, but come on, it's a good fucking movie.
It's a good.
Jesus Christ,
I haven't seen that
guys.
one in a while. That was one of those movies
Listen,
that I
it's
was like,
intense. It's intense.
yeah, it was one of
Yeah.
those like I think I just watched it once. I think I'm good because it was like it was so
Yeah, yeah.
intense. Yeah,
It's
very
like
good.
it makes you it doesn't yeah, it's like Clockwork Orange. Like you walk away, you're not supposed to walk away feeling good, even though
Right.
I'm the psychopath who does. Yeah, I just I'd enjoy. Oh, you know what I just watched too that was fucking awesome. And it's just a comedy. It's just funny. It's a little sexist, but it's because it came out in 1965.
Okay.
So it's called The Dirty Dozen.
I haven't.
And
I don't think I've seen that. Mm-mm.
it's has Ernest Borgnine in it. You know that actor?
Ah.
Oh, he's a charming little old dude. He just come on. He's a thespian. What am I
Yeah.
saying? He's a great actor, but he always play those like kind of daffy, charming, puffy guys,
Okay.
husky guys. Come on. But
Okay.
anyways, the movie it's so chock full of quick witty humor,
Hmm.
except for maybe one scene in the movie that is just a little sexist that I'm just like, I don't know if I would
Cringe,
write
cringe,
that today.
cringe.
Very
Yeah.
cringe, but everything else, it's a fun ass hilarious fucking movie. John Cassavetes is in it. Do you know John Cassavetes? Have you seen
Uh-uh.
his movies? Movie you'll love,
Kelly
Christine.
is waving at us.
Hi,
Kelly,
Kelly.
we already talked shit about you. You missed that part.
We talked so much mad shit about you. So John Cassavetes is in it. Phenomenal actor. John Cassavetes reminds me like he has that charm like who's somebody who we worked with? Like like oh man. Is his name? What's his name? Jonathan Flanders.
Mm.
just that like nice subtle like charm and stuff, and
Yeah.
he just knows how to guide into a scene and stuff. Shout out to John Flanders, by the way. He's a dope
He's got
dude.
very good comedic timing.
And John Cassavetes will remind you of that, and he's so great. So anyways, Dirty Dozen, fantastic movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry Kelly, we talk shit about you. I'm kidding. But no, yeah, dude, I'm excited. I'm excited for Erzulie. I was gonna say Erzulie.
Don't worry. Okay, I've been saying my own title wrong for a very long time. So if you go back to the previous podcast, you'll be like, why did she? I had no clue how to pronounce my own title.
Wait, so, Camille co-wrote it with you, right?
Yes.
What did she call it? Erzulie?
I think we were both calling it wrong. We thought it was.
What the fuck?
We thought it was.
How can 3 people be wrong?
I don't know, because we just thought it was that, but it's like Ursula Erzulie. That's why Erzulie. Yeah. I also pronounce multiple things wrong all the time. I think.
Apparently, I do too. Yeah.
Yeah. So Erzulie, I'm very excited about it. Since we're towards the end, just wanted to mention we have a website now, ErzuliFilm.com, ERZULIE film.com to follow along. And the next few, I don't know, are we gonna make it official? Is it gonna be? Should we keep going for a bit until it's closer to the shoot dates?
So what I have in mind, what I had in mind was we were gonna do it like our well, no, because all we're gonna be talking about for the next few weeks is gonna probably be Erzulie. So I don't know.
Right. So that's why
if you then fuck it next week.
Yeah,
new season.
Yeah.
We're gonna continue the episode count though, even though we technically started our first episode count in season 2. Because we had to change the name of the podcast, long story, whatever. And yeah, we should just probably continue the episode count. So next week it'll be episode 41, season 3.
Yeah, that works. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Because we do have 5 minutes left until an hour. So
okay, yeah. So we're making the film. So season 3, the difference is that our topics are going to be skewing very much towards the making of Erzulie, which is hopefully exciting and interesting to you guys, because I'm literally navigating this
a BTS pod, if you will.
Yes, I'm navigating this live.
It's still going to be a regular podcast. We're still going to hang out, chill out, talk some shit. Whatever we're going to do.
Erzulie skewed,
but we're gonna talk lots of Erzulie.
So if you have or are in pre-production or in development of want to ever make a feature film ever, like this is really
tag along.
Definitely tag along, because it's like I already talked about the funding process, the distribution process. I didn't go through everything really, but I'm just like you. I've just been working in the industry for a while, 10 years as an AD, or 7 years as an AD, but I've been in the industry since 2012, seriously. And how I'm getting my movie done is pretty much going to be like anybody else trying to get their movie done. Getting your script, your concept, pitching people, which I've done, making a pitch deck, fighting people, battling between your producers, why you want to keep certain casts and don't want to keep certain casts, and the struggle between money and creativity, and casting, getting our casts, and then scheduling and all that stuff. So hopefully
if it comes compromise,
yes.
And then with compromise, you still get Erzulie. You still get the story that you want. Hopefully.
Hopefully so. Yes. So follow along, ErzuliFilm.com, and our next podcast, our next season per se, is going to be about Erzulie.
That's right. We're going to be doing that BTS of Erzulie, and I will keep you updated on my crisis in writing. Because probably next week I will be back on this podcast and be like, you know what, Christine, I think I'm gonna give up writing. I think this is it.
No, we can't do that. It's stick it out to the end. I'm sticking it through.
Yeah,
it's just there's always It's usually that when you're getting close. That's why I'm like, I'm so frustrated, but that probably means I'm getting close.
I am so Christine, listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. This fucking story, if I don't finish it, it will kill me. It will kill me. That's how I feel. If I don't say this story and at least do something about this story, this will be the death of me. I fucking promise you. Lena, shout out. Sending you both good vibes and a beautiful Sunday.
Yes, thank you. Beautiful Sunday. It's hot.
Hey, listen, yeah, I was gonna say Austin is getting a little spicy out there. I was out there and I was like, I only need a shorts and a t-shirt. I was fucking bundled up like Ralphie style Christmas story, just be like,
yeah, I bought so many clothes that were for like the snow apocalypse.
Yeah, I'm wearing my puffy jacket and people are looking at me while I'm doing laundry and shit, just like, what?
So, I was so traumatized that like I was like, never again. Never, I'm not gonna be cold. So I went to Target and bought a bunch of
fucking stinks. It stinks because you're wearing 19 different blankets and you can't go pee with 19 different blankets on.
Tell me about it. That's why I'm on set. I'm on like, I look like this and I'm like, oh shit, something itches. And I like, can I even get to the
And you're just like,
I'm like, all right, let me get to it. Where is this? Oh shit, it's cold. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. So listen, you guys, we were still affected by everything, with the power outage, with Corona, with all this. But you guys have to remember, let's wind our clocks back all the way to episode 1 of season 2, the start of the Get Reelisms podcast. In the beginnings, and Christine was doing the Roger Corman challenge, and just fucking made do with what we got. And she still fucking made shit. And I was still sitting here fucking crying about not finishing a script. And that's just how it is. And there's just going to be these moments. Now, am I a lot further than I was 40 weeks ago? You bet your fucking ass I am. I am fucking, this story is turning out to be a fucking rad ass story. But
it's going to get there.
We're not, that's neither here nor there, because we are going to be discussing Erzulie. But every once in a while, we'll check in with Adam and see if he's going to kill himself. And, I'm
trying to distract you from it. Like distracting in terms of like, hey, you're fine. You're going to be fine.
Oh yeah. No, I know I am.
Distract you with my problems.
It's just, I always blame it on like, just stupid shit. But ultimately I am working on it every day. It's just, it's a slow burn process. And I didn't realize it was a slow burn process, because how I usually write is, I want to get everything done all in one sitting. So I'm going to sit here for 19 hours and just get it done. But lo and behold, even though I work 19 hours every day working on the script, I'm not going to finish an entire script in 19 hours.
Right.
That's just not going to happen.
Right.
Unless I just want to force a creativity and write a shitty story, I can do that. But that's just disrespecting myself and the work that I put in. So if I'm going to put in the work, I'm going to write a good fucking story. Okay?
Yeah, and you will. And you are. So
I want to, ladies and gentlemen. But we are basically at an hour. Christine and I got to bounce. But ladies and gentlemen, get on that getrealisms.com.
Get Reelisms, guys.
And get that realisms, getrealisms.com, getrealisms.com, get your book, get your sayings. You can learn all sorts of shit, like transpo and tracking traveling talent stingers. Okay? Learn it, love it, appreciate it. We love you guys. We love you, Instagram, and we love you, Facebook. Was there anything else you wanted to say, Christine, before we say goodbye?
Go make movies. Go make movies.
Go make movies. Be creative and say hello to your neighbor, because shit was wild last week, you guys.
It went down.
It went down. So let's all be nicer to each other, and we love you.
Yes.
Goodbye, babe.